Everybody, Scott Sachs with the Synergy Group. DC officially approved the new TOPA reform, which is the Rental Act of 2025. It's the Rental Act because it is called Rebalancing Expectations for Neighbors, Tenants, and Landlords Act. Why does it matter? There are two major implications from the bill that matter if you are an investor in Washington, D.C. As we all know, as an investor in D.C. myself, the landlord-tenant laws in the district have been antiquated and restrictive for many, many years. I was once the president of the GCAR Property Management Committee. We dealt with some of this, and it's a welcome change for investors. The two major components of the TOPA change that you need to be aware of are, one, buildings 2 to 4 units are now exempt. Why is that impactful? Because 77% of multifamily in DC is 2 to 4 units. 63% of all the multifamily owned in DC is by small investors or mom and pop, or people using those as a residence and offsetting and subsidizing their mortgage by renting out the other units. So this is really important. It's an easy way for people to get into the investment game. So I am all in favor of these changes. The second change is they are exempting properties that are 15 years or newer on the construction build. What does that mean? It means if you build a building right now in DC and you get a certificate of occupancy, you have 15 years on that are now exempt. Well, not only are you exempt, does that allow you to grow rents and do things like that, but there's a bigger opening now in that market. And that is you're letting institutional money now come back into Washington, D.C. If you're a developer out there and you've sworn off Washington, D.C. for the last 20 years, now's your opportunity. You can step back in to the rezoning opportunities that are out there, build a 20, 40, 60, 80 unit building. It is TOPA free for 15 years. If you buy a building that is 7 years old, you have an additional 8 years remaining on that TOPA free status to be able to sell, exchange. What does this really do? Lifts some of these regulation blankets that existed that created deal hurdles that were unnecessary in the deal flow process. It also shortens the timelines that deals can get done, and it eliminates a ton of ambiguity that existed in these deals that pushed off larger investors, even smaller investors. So this is an excellent time to be considering stepping into something in DC. Cap rates have expanded, right? So you're getting you're stepping into lower values on 2 to 4 unit buildings than we saw in 2021 and 2022. So values are getting approachable again. Reach out to us, synergysoldit.com. We work with investors in residential, multifamily, and commercial, and we'd be happy to sit down with you to understand what your objectives are, what your hurdle rates are, and how we can identify a property that's right for you. For more information, visit synergysoldit.com. We're going to have all of the information about the TOPA Rental Act posted below, and we'll have a link on our website as well, so you can pull that information and see how it's applicable for you. And if you have questions, reach out to us directly.